Students, welcome to our history class. We had started our fourth chapter of history, the freedom struggle of 1857. In this chapter, we covered the following points. We had learned the causes for the struggle of 1857. Before moving on to there, let me tell you the meaning of freedom struggle. So we have learned there was a struggle between the Indians and the Britishers to get independence from the Britishers. It was a struggle between Indians and the Britishers for the purpose of freedom. Therefore, the title is given as the Freedom Struggle of 1857 because it started in the year 1857 and continued till 1947, the year when India got independence from the Britishers. In the chapter, in the last videos, we covered the following points. We learned about the causes for the struggle, why the struggle took place. We learned economic causes, social causes, political causes, etc. We also learned about the outburst or the problems faced by the sepoys, the soldiers, because of which it made them angry. And one of the reasons was to fight against the Britishers. We also learned about the scope of the struggle, how the struggle spread it in various parts of India. Today, in this video, we will learn the causes for the failure of the struggle and the consequences of the freedom struggle. In that, we will study about the Queen's Proclamation, change in composition of army, and change in policy. This point we will be covering in today's video. Before that, let us quickly revise what we learned in the previous video. We learned about the scope of the struggle. We learned how the struggle took place and it spread in most of the part of India. We also learned about the leadership of the struggle. The Maratha leaders, Rani Lakshmibai, Tatya Tope, who took the responsibility in their hand to fight against the Britishers. And again, we also learned that in spite of the freedom being so intense, the struggle was so intense, it was brutally crushed or suppressed, or you can say Britishers ने वो हमारा freedom struggle को दबा दिया. Why? Because they were more stronger as compared to the Indians. So because of this reason, the freedom struggle or the anger that arose among the Indians was completely crushed by the Britishers because they were more stronger than the Indians. Today we will learn in this video what were the causes for the failure, why the struggle failed, why the Indians were unable to continue the struggle against the Britishers, and what were the consequences. Consequences means what happened because of the freedom struggle started. What happened? Consequences means उसका effect क्या हुआ Indians पे after they took part into the freedom struggle. And first was Queen's Proclamation, change in composition of army, and third is change in policy. So let's get started with this today's video. Causes for the struggle of 1857. Following were the reasons why the struggle of 1857 became unsuccessful. First is struggle was not comprehensive. We'll learn each of this in detail. Lack of central leadership. Most of the feudatory princes remained aloof. Lack of military tactics. International situations favorable for Britishers. Let's quickly understand each of these in detail. First is the struggle was not comprehensive. Struggle did not take place simultaneously all over India. Its intensity was more severe in North India, but some parts of Bengal and Northwest India remained aloof. What happened means all the struggle, all the people who took part in this freedom did not take part in the same time. For example, in Maharashtra, it took some on some other day. In Kerala, it took some on another day. Punjab, some other day. So it did not take simultaneously. Simultaneously means at one time. This struggle did not take place at one time and therefore it was not comprehensive. Comprehensive means it was not strong. So it was one of the reasons why the struggle was failed or why the Indians were unsuccessful in defeating the Britishers. Lack of central leadership. There was no commonly accepted leader to fight against the British. Due to this, there was no uniformity in the struggle against the British. There was no common leader. That means Indians did not have a common leader or supporter to fight against the Indians and against the Britishers, and therefore the struggle failed. Third is most of the feudatory princes remained aloof. Just as the common people suffered due to British rule, Similarly, the princes also were suffering, but except a few others remained faithful to the Britishers. Now, who are these princes? The king. We have read about princely states. Princely state means those were the states which were ruled by some of the king or the princes. So these princes did not take part into the struggle, and because of that reason, there was no unity among the Indians, or there was no comprehensiveness to fight against the Britishers. Next reason was lack of military tactics. Now, Indians did not use any tactics. Tactics means new techniques which were used in a battle or in a war. Okay, Britishers are more stronger in terms of economic strength. Economic means they were more rich as compared to the Indians. They also had disciplined army and enough stock. They also had latest arms. Enough stock means they have n number of weapons, n number of guns, bombs, etc. And they also used latest arms. Arms means weapons. Because of this reason, the Indians felt little weak as compared to the Britishers. These were the reasons why the struggle was not successful. Next is international situations favorable for Britishers. Now, the Britishers won the trade relations with different countries of the world. Now, Britishers are more stronger as compared to those of the Indians, and because of this reason, they had trade relations. Means they had trade or they had business with various other countries besides India. Because of that reason, they got support from those countries, which increased their strength. So, Britishers also had support from the other countries also, which made them more stronger as compared to those of the Indians. These were the reasons why the struggle became unsuccessful, or the Indians failed in the struggle of 1857. Next is the consequences or effects of the freedom struggle. The British focused their attention on ruling India than having trade with India. Now, we have understood that Britishers initially came to India for the purpose of having only trade. But now they realize that Indians are now defending themselves, or they are trying to throw away the Britishers out of India. Because of that reason, Britishers now focus their attention to ruling India than to have trade. Now, various acts were passed by the Britishers. One of this was Government of India Act in the year 1857. With this act, the British Parliament made a company and instead took over the responsibility of ruling over people of India through the Act of 1857. This particular Government of India was an act or new rule was passed by the Britishers, which gave authority or power for the Britishers to rule the country of India, by which Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India. What is the meaning of Viceroy? Viceroy means a person who rules a country on behalf of some authority. Authority over here means Britishers. So, Viceroy means a person who rules a country on behalf of some authority. So, on behalf of the Britishers, Lord Canning was ruling the country of India. Therefore, he became the first Viceroy of India. Viceroy means the person who rules a country on behalf of some authority. So, on behalf of Britishers, Lord Canning was ruling the country of India. Therefore, he was called as the Viceroy or the first Viceroy of India. This was the person, Lord Canning. And with this, something called as Secretary of State, a new post was started, which took care or looked after the British affairs of India. That means British government have a new post that was called as Secretary of State. By this, all the political powers went into the hand of the Britishers. So now India was completely in the hand of the Britishers. Next is Queen's Proclamation. Now, Queen Victoria of England issued a declaration addressing the people of India. All Indians, she said that all Indians are our progeny. Henceforth, there will no be discrimination based on race, religion, caste or birthplace. Okay, so she made a declaration for the people of India that henceforth India will not be discriminated on basis of race. Race means casteism, blacks and whites. Religion, Hindu, Muslim, Catholic, etc. And caste means rich people or poor people. So she assured the Indians that there will no be, people of India will not be discriminated in terms of race, religion and caste. There will not be differences or interference in the religious affairs of India. The Britishers promised Indians that they will never ever interfere in the religious affairs of India. It was made clear that British Crown will honor all treaties and agreements made by the company and no princely states will be annexed henceforth. Annexed means she assured people that all the states which are ruled by the princes of India, these states will not be governed by the Britishers. These states remain in the hands of the respective kings. This is called as a Queen's Proclamation or promise for the Indians. Next is change in army. British soldiers were increased in the army. Now, the proportion of British soldiers were increased in the army. English officers were given more and equal amount of status, and division of military was done based on the caste. That means we have learned the rifles which they were made to use. No, the cartridge of the rifles were made out of fats of cows and pigs, which was against their religion. So in military, now the soldiers were divided into Hindus separate and Muslims separate, and at the same time the division of military on base of caste was done. Proper care was taken to avoid Indians to unite and rebel against the Britishers. So at the same time, the Britishers were very strong. They used some strategy, they used an idea to make sure that Indians will not be united. And for that reason, they divided the military into two parts, Hindus and the Muslims. And last is change in policy. Britishers accepted the policy of non-interference in social and religious matters. Now, Britishers, we learned that they stopped the Sati Act, they started Widow Remarriage Act. These was not acceptable by the Indians. So, by this change in policy, Britishers ने promise किया Indians को कि they will not interfere in any of the social and religious matters, and they, at the same time, the Indians should not be united. The Britishers made sure that Indian society should never be united. They made sure that Indians will be divided. They also started taking care that Indian society will not be united on social grounds. They saw to it that there will be constant conflicts on grounds of caste, religion. Okay, the Britishers made sure that Indians will fight. Conflict means fight among themselves in terms of caste and religions. So the Britishers wanted people of India to fight between two religions, Hindus and the Muslims, so that they will not be united to fight against the Britishers. So the Britishers used something called as divide and rule. Most important part is divide and rule. That means they divided the people of India in terms of Hindus and the Muslims to break the unity. And the freedom struggle of 1857 became an inspiration for Indians of Indian freedom movement. So we have learned what were the causes, because the Britishers, when the policies came up, it was not acceptable for the Indians, and they tried to fight against the British. The freedom struggle of 1857 is not the first step of the Indians to fight against the Britishers. Okay, and we learned about the causes why the revolt took place. We also learned why there was the reasons why the struggle was not successful, because India did not came together as one nation, did not use any techniques, and Britishers were more stronger. So we have learned this in this video, and over here we have completed a chapter 4 of history. I request all of you to please watch the video and solve the assignment. Along with this, I also uploaded chapter 5 video first part, so please watch that video also and solve the assignment. Thank you. I've also given you notes of this lesson in the PDF file. Please go through the notes as well and copy in your notebooks of history we have made. Thank you.